What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchanning here back again with another Pokemon trading card game on my deck. Today we're taking a look at my new Loyal 3 deck. This is Okidogi EX, Munkidori EX, and Fezandipiti EX all come together with the Pecharunt EX package and its Subjugating Chains ability that will let you move a dark Pokemon from your bench spot into the active and then make it poisoned. Then Okidogi does big damage, Munkidori denies prizes, and Fezandipiti draws you a bunch of cards. This is kind of my, this is my new Dark Box take. It's different than all the other ones you would have seen, because I actually play Bibarel. This deck isn't focused on going hard super fast. This deck is actually focused on playing the long game, denying prizes consistently with Munkidori's Oh No You Don't ability, and also using, Okidogi to do the big damage, Fezandipiti for some snipe damage. We have a lot of versatility with this deck. It's not just an aggro deck. There's a lot to it, and I'm really excited to show it off today. We have a Tatsugiri here to help us draw some cards to attract customers, Squawkabilly for some support, Radiant Greninja, the regular stuff, but we're actually all held together with Janine's Secret Art, which will let us accelerate 2 Dark Energy from our deck. We have the Secret Box in here, which is really helpful in getting us all the pieces to the puzzle and a bunch of Dark Energies as well. The full list is on screen, and I'm really excited to show you this absolute insanity that I have come up with. Like this video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more Pokemon videos. Let's get right into it. Let's get some dubs with the Loyal 3. Just wanted to give a quick thank you to the lovely sponsors of the Hitmonchanning channel. If you need codes, you know where to go. Head over to ptcglstore.com and use code Hitmon to get 5% off your order. And be sure to check out Pokemon.gg, the best Pokemon card tracker and deck builder there is. Join Pokemon.gg by clicking the link below and use code Hitmon to get a free month of pro membership. Thank you to my sponsors for supporting the channel, and thanks to you for supporting me too. And now, let's get right back into the video. We get to choose if we're going first or second. We're definitely going to choose to go second with this deck. This deck really wants to get that turn 1 attack. And we have a pretty solid hand. I actually can't complain too much. We'll start with the Doofer, and we'll just go ahead from there. It is going to be a Regidrago deck. Regidrago is probably the big bad of this new format. So, and this deck's really good into Regidrago, so I'm really excited. We get to go second. We get to hopefully get a turn 1 KO on that Regidrago. Can use Okidogi. We can even try and really overextend and use that Munkidori. So then when they hit us back, they take 1 prize, and then we just use Okidogi and we win the game from there. But we'll have to see how exactly the cards unfold today. We gotta make sure we have Squawkabilly in this deck, and in the deck in this game. That's really what this hand is going to rely on. If we have Squawkabilly, lots of Ball Search is good. If not, well then, how are we gonna draw some cards, right? We gotta find a Janine, we gotta find an Energy, a way to discard it, and we gotta find ourselves a, what's it called? We gotta find ourselves, what am I thinking? I don't know what the heck I'm saying. Anyway, our opponent is discarding a bunch of stuff. They're getting rid of their Kyurem. The new reverse holo pattern is pretty cool. Getting rid of Kyurem, getting rid of Dragapult. This deck doesn't really care about either of those. Dragapult can be a nuisance, but I think they're debating with this Ultra Ball right now. They're like, is he playing a deck that's going to get the turn 1 KO? The answer is yes, because they got that Regidrago V-Star. They're cocky, but I'm ready. I'm ready to cause some mayhem. First off, the Nest Ball, Radiant Greninja, Squawk, Pecharunt, that's all we need. That is all we need. So I want to start off, we're definitely going to put this PokéStop into play. And I think that first Greninja's good. Solid. I'd rather, we have Binding Mochi plus Munkidori, so I'd rather use those. We can put the Darkrai in play, which I actually think is a-okay with me, because we can get Squawk from here, put Darkrai in play, and then we'll just Squawk and Seize, because that can get us pretty much everything we need. This is definitely a worse hand than I wish. PokéStop is gonna have to save me. Please save me, PokéStop. Almost. We were really close. If we had Janine, we got it, which would have been nice. But I think the way here is going to be Do I want to go for an Okidogi? No, I want to definitely... Okay, I want to drop Pecharunt. I want to Dark Patch, 2 Munkidori. I'll Vessel ditch the Ultra Ball, get some energy. Ah, we were so close. I'm actually pretty mad at how close we were. I'll Subjugating Chains, and I'll bring up Munkidori, so it's poisoned for the future. And now I'll just pass. Now we have Darkrai. They're going to basically just rely on Regidrago. And my goal next turn is actually to boss KO an Ogerpon. Save this Regidrago for a, what's it called? For another day. They have the Legacy Star, so they can basically use that, get back a research, and then go from there. But they're just going to Carmine. Okay. That's interesting. That's actually really normal. I don't know why I said that was so interesting. There's a Pokestop. Pokestop's going to not really help them, which is nice. They're going to need to use that Legacy Star to actually get some more things going. But we want to use that boss's orders that we have in our hand to KO a Regidrago on the bench. This is really good. The fact they only got 1 E-Switch, they have no energies in hand, and they're down 2 Vessel. That's a pretty good sign. I don't know what's in their hand, granted, because, you know, I'm not a mind reader. But if I was making an educated guess, I would say that this Regidrago's not attacking this turn. And then we could just smack it with Munkidori, but if we take the 2 prizes on the, what's it called, on the Ogerpon, we should just win from here on out. Something they can do here if they're able to get an attack is they can use Kyurem. Kyurem can target a couple things and they can clean them up after. Like they can target Squawk, they can smack the Pecharunt, then they can hit into the Munkidori or something like that and clean it up later with the Dragapult. Here they're benching a Cleffa, which is fascinating because that means they're not going to be able to attack with Regidrago. That's kind of my guess here. Teal Dance is going to allow them to obviously attach and draw. I don't think they got back... They did get back the E-Switch, so they can do that. But we're just going to hit this Ogerpon. They're going to be left with 0 draw. And then we're just going to be chilling. Like, insanely chilling. Yeah, it would have been nice if we left the bench spot open for Okidogi. But it's okay that we didn't. It really doesn't matter as long as we can keep up in the prize trade. There's the Prime Catcher. Again, it doesn't matter what they bring up here. We still go for the Pecharunt, and we get all that stuff done. Is it possible we KO this Regidrago with Darkrai? We are going to need to be doing, 300 damage, 10 energy. Can we accelerate 10 energies into play this turn? I don't think so, but let's, Theorycraft. We'll start to put all of our Pokemon into play. I think, again, we'll go for a Concealed Cards here. Double E-Switch. We can go for a Pokéstop. Pokéstop can grab us nothing of value. The Night Stretcher can just grab us the Dark Energy, so I'm fine with that. Just get a Dark Energy, put it on the Monkey, boss up. The other Regidrago is definitely more of a concern to me, so we'll bring him up. We'll use the Pecharunt, bring up a Munkidori, and we'll draw an additional card because we're nice. We're nice with it. And boom, Dirty Headbutt 230 is going to take out that Regidrago. Better than taking out the Ogerpon here, because if they can establish double Regidrago, it's harder for us to kind of, not win, but for us to come back. Got a decent sized hand right now. Something that would be pretty devastating is if they hit us with an Iono, because we have a Janine, we have 2 E-Switch, we have a lot of options. They could alternatively push and try and KO the Darkrai right now, which again, I wouldn't really care for. Here comes a Pokéstop, getting rid of nothing super useful. So I'm feeling good about this game. I think, like, they can hit us with Goodra if they are able to discard it somehow. They can smack us with the Goodra, but then it's not going to matter because we can just find our boss, bring up the Ogerpon, and they'll need another 2-prizer to win, and then we just Pal Pad back double boss, we do our thing. You know how we be. You know how we be. You know how we be. you know. Which is why Munkidori is just so strong in this matchup, because if you don't deal with it, I just boss up your Regidrago every turn, and then you lose. So, because we've initiated the prize trade, it's just about maintaining it. The Super Rod here is going to come through, and it's probably going to get them a bunch of energies. I could have seen them getting another Regidrago back, because if they discard it, then we're kind of cooked. But they got the Haxorus in the discard now, and they're definitely getting an attack, which means that they can try and find, boss Pecharunt, but in that case, we just Nest Ball Pecharunt, and then we're fine. To do the same thing over again, we try and find a boss, we get the Pecharunt back, and then, bing bang boom. We can still use Okidogi to take a KO on the Regidrago if they KO the Pecharunt. If they go the Pecharunt with a Goodra, things become a lot more difficult, because if that is what they end up doing, we can't return KO with Okidogi, so we need to boss something on the bench. Here comes an energy on the Regidrago, no Goodra in sight. I'll keep their attackers up just for your viewing pleasure. They got Kyurem, Regidrago V, Dragapult, and Haxorus right now. Haxorus, the Dragon Pulse will KO a Munkidori or a Pecharunt or something like that. Alternatively, they can bring up the Darkrai, and through doing that, they can actually, they can hit it, then we can switch into something else, and then they can clean up with Kyurem later, another possibility, or clean up with Dragapult later, or something along those lines. But here comes the Apex Dragon, which means basically we should have the game on lock if they KO our Munkidori bro. Everything's doing 200 plus here. There's no waiting around. They're going to start targeting Bibarel, obviously makes sense. Cut our draw power, hit us with an Iono. That makes sense. Munkidori is gone. And they just get the one prize. That is beautiful. Mwah. Chef's kiss, that's amazing. So what the plan is going to be now is we'll start with Darkrai. And we get a research, which is compelling, but we'll start with Nest Ball, not get anything from it because we don't need it. And a couple of options here. We do have the attack, I believe, because we have a Dark Patch in the discard. So we can just use Okidogi. We'll do Janine, get going, and then we'll just KO this Regidrago. But we do need to find our other Binding Mochi. That's a part of the piece. That's a piece of the puzzle I didn't quite consider. So we could just research. That could be the motive here. Concealed cards. Yeah, Dark Energy plus Fez. Because if we research, we can literally just get back Dark Patch and something else and get the Okidogi up and running. And then at that point, we literally just need to get another attacker, which we can use Janine for later on, which I kind of do like that. Maybe I'll PokéStop first to see if we hit the secret box. We didn't. We hit the Pal Pad. The Pal Pad's not great. I'm definitely going to attach to the Okidogi. Pal Pad can put back just... We don't even need the boss just now. I think I'm just going to research. Research seems like the best call here. It's just what we need to do. We get the patch, we get the Mochi. Okay, so that's good. Because we can literally just fully power up our Mr. Dog. Don't even need to use Darkrai, which is really good. I'll also Ultra Ball away the Heavy Ball and the Bidoof here, so that way we can draw some more cards. We don't need anything right now. We'll still draw with the Incisors. Thinning is winning, kids. Don't you ever forget. And we'll go ahead and Subjugating Chains. Bring up the Doggy. And Chain Crazed. Be hitting for a spicy 300 damage. And right now, we don't need to use any of these other cards. We will just hit really hard. Our opponent's going to need to find double E-Switch plus Attach plus Regidrago V-Star to even KO this Okidogi. And there's no cooldown on Chain Crazed, so we can pretty much just do whatever we want. This coming turn, they're going to leave with the Cleffa. And spoiler alert, they're going to get their little hearts broken. So I'm looking forward to doing that. attaching to the Regidrago. They are down to E-Switch at this point, or they have one in hand, one is in the discard, so they just need to find one more in order to actually attack with Regidrago. But they also need to find their third and final Regidrago V-Star. So it's a curiosity thing, right? How exactly is this going to go? They do have the V-Star. They're going to be able to get the attack off, but literally because Munkidori, there's no hope for them winning this game. There's a research they're going to go through. I thought they didn't use their E-Switch before. Or I guess they did. Here comes an SER. Something else they can try and do is attack with Ogerpon. Ogerpon right now is going to be doing 180 plus their 210. We won't even get KO'd though. They'll need to attach plus use a thing on it. Its ability. It doesn't matter though. Like, because they researched, they didn't disrupt our hand. We just have game in hand. Secret Box can net us our last attacker. We can even use a... we can't actually use a Pecharunt, which is fascinating. But literally all we need to do is get back the Munkidori or Okidogi from the discard pile. We've used the Super Up, used the Nightly Stretcher. Gotta make sure... wait, we don't have any more Pokemon recovery. That's a pickle, actually. I thought we had another Pokemon recovery. We just don't. Huh. Oh, they're gonna concede. Okay, woo, never mind. Never mind. We're chilling. We're chilling. We still get the dub. We get to call the coin flip here. Obviously, tails never fails. So we're gonna flip that coin, and it's gonna be heads. So our opponent can choose if they want to go first or second, which is a bit of a pain in my butt. But today, we're playing that Dark Box, that brand new Loyal 3 deck. Our opponent will go first, we will go second. Hopefully we can get a decent enough start where we can attack with Munkidori turn 1. This is actually a pretty promising setup here. I'm a fan of this for sure. Couple of resources to waste, but that's okay. They start the Rotom too, which is really, really nice. So I'm guessing they're just playing Zard. That kind of makes sense to me. Is this an attach pass angle? Wow. Attach instant charge. Okay, we gotta get this KO. I gotta show you the power of this deck, because this deck is cracked. I gotta show you. Let's start with this Ultra Ball. I'll get rid of these two. The Ultra Ball, I'm thinking I want it to net me Greninja, just so we have some more draw power. Then I think it's going to be a PokéStop angle for sure. Hopefully we can get some cards in the discard. Pretty solid. We'll get rid of that Pal Pad. Get some energies. We can find our good pal Munkidori. Then it is Monk over. We can get Darkrai. Shame that we have to waste a Dark Patch, but it is what it is. We will Squawk and we'll seize. And we get Iono. Now, we get the Munkidori. I think the Iono is still just a fine play here, because we can get Dark Patch plus attach off the Iono and then just win off of having the Munkidori in play. Okay, we do get it. That's sweet. Because Secret Box can get rid of all these things. Dark Patch, doesn't really matter what we get. We'll get Janine for next turn. Enough in the discard. Boom, there's our Dark Patch. We get that on the Munkidori. And we can Subjugating Chains, move him to the active. See, you don't even need to use Janine to get the turn 1 KO, which is really nice. Then we just Dirty Headbutt. And boom, 190. Could have even attached the Mochi. We had that too. The Secret Box is just cracked. And then we take the dub. Easy game. But that just shows the power of this deck. You want to be able to get those consistent attacks. We also had a Bibarel established next turn, so we can still draw. We can actually still play the game, which is really nice and what I really like about this deck instead of the Roaring Moon deck. We get to call the coin flip. Tails never fails. As I always say, we'll flip that coin, and of course it's heads, because this game doesn't like me very much. But it's going to be heads, and we are going to get to choose nothing. Our opponent's going to choose to go first, which is kind of good for us. We do prefer to go second here, so we can get that turn 1 attack. Would have been a decent hand, actually, if we had any basic Pokemon. But we're going to get a sneak peek as to what our opponent is playing. We get another mulligan. They're playing Gardevoir. Now, Munkidori is like the clutch card in this matchup. Because we can just use it to like knock out a Guardy and then they take one less prize. Pecharunt's also good because they're weak to Dark, some of their Pokemon, so we can actually use it to take knockouts early. But we'll see what we are up against. We take another 2 mulligans, which I don't like, and we start the Fez, which isn't great. I don't like to give Gardevoir more cards. That kind of sucks, giving Gardevoir more things to work with. That is a-okay with me. There's a Ralts that they're going to start. They have 9 cards in the opening hand. Hopefully none of them are Buddy Poffins. That would be nice, don't you think? They're going to pass. We got this. We got this. Please just don't prize Squawk. That's my only request. We did prize Squawk. Because, like, of course we did, right? And we have no way to draw. That's the punishment. That's our punishment, for sure. From here, definitely want to get a Bidoof. We'll get rid of Janine, and Binding Mochi's not super useful in this matchup. We can grab ourselves a Munkidori, I think. I think we just Janine. We can actually power both of them up, which is nice. And we'll pass. That sucks a little bit, I will not lie. That does suck, because we would have been able to win that game had our hand been a little bit better. AKA we hadn't prized Squawkabilly. But you know what? It is what it is. Here comes the Arven. They get their TM Evo Devo shenanigans. It's fine. It's fine. We have our Bidoof, so we can go ahead and use the Bibarel with our Ultra Ball. An E-switch plus an attach. We'll be good to go. I'm not that worried. You can also retreat this Fez, use the Dark Patch on the Bidoof, which is a pretty good idea too. We probably could have done that last turn actually, so our Fezandipiti doesn't go down to 190, aka in range of a Gardevoir KO. That would have been good. They are going to Earthen Vessel and get rid of a TM Evo, which is a little bit fascinating. They must have had 2 in their hand. Makes sense. So they're going to go ahead and TM Evo. Now what I would like to do here is I'd like to boss a Kirlia. That would be really, really nice. If I could find a boss's orders, bring up a Kirlia. Bing Bang Boom Pop is your uncle. Would have been pretty cool. But I think that it's fine even if we KO a Ralts here. They got to put a Gardevoir into play, like somehow. And just limiting their draw would be better though. That's all I'm trying to say. So we get an E-switch, which unfortunately we have to get rid of these so we can use Bibarel. If only Squawk wasn't prized, we would just have a cheeky little donk and then things would be a-okay, right? That would have been so sick. Industrious Incisors is going to draw us a bunch of cards. Nest Ball is great to get us a Greninja. Don't really want to use Janine this turn if I don't have to, but it's not the worst because we can Cruel Arrow. So you know what? I actually take that back. This is a completely fine position to be in, because we can just use Cruel Arrow and murder one of these Kirlias. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually also, like, I don't mind using Pecharunt to bring up Munkidori, get rid of the poison here on Fezandipiti, but it shouldn't really matter that much. I will bench Pecharunt, and I will Cruel Arrow, and we don't have to discard any energy off of this Fezandipiti, so things actually work out. It's not like a Moonlight Shuriken. We can just Cruel Arrow, we can take that with Kirlia. Now, there's one Pokemon that they can evolve to become a Gardevoir, and literally all we need to do is attach to the Munkidori, find a boss, get that boss, and we can kind of just win the game from there. Because in order to attack, they're going to need to get a bunch of energy in the discard pile, put a, what's it called? Put their Gardevoir into play. In order to effectively attack, they have to not Turo. Or they have to use Turo, which means no draw supporter, like no Arven to find that, you know, Bravery Charm Balloon or whatever they need to find. We got a lot of good stuff going on right here. They only have 1 energy in the discard pile, 2 if they retreat. They can have 3 if they discard it with the refinement, but they gotta find the Gardevoir. They can use Gardevoir to KO, which they do have the Kirlia, so that's possible too. Surprised they didn't go with the one on the bench first though. So they can do that, and then they can take out our Fez, but then we just attack with Munkidori. We don't even need to be poisoned, and then we're kind of just in a chill spot. I'd like to get a Darkrai in play too, so we can recoup some of those resources. The Pal Pad's going to be good to get back those Janines. We can also hit him with a big Iono next turn. That would be good, I think. And here comes their Gardevoir EX. Now, they can use the Gardevoir to get rid of our Fezandipiti. But then what we can do is we can try and find an Iono and actually bring up that Kirlia. No, we can't even bring up the Kirlia. What am I thinking about? We can try and find the boss's orders, bring up that Gardevoir, and then we can kind of just win the game. But we'll have to see. They got the Nest Ball here. There's always the option of them going Scream Tail Bibarel. That is always an option too. But then they leave us open to just Cruel Arrowing that Kirlia. Attacking with Mimikyu, I think, is a terrible idea here. It does, like, unless they have Manaphy. If they also have Manaphy, okay, they have the Artisan. So if they have the Manaphy as well, it's not as bad of an idea. But they're not getting another Ralts down, which is kind of bad. They're hitting us with an unfair stamp too, which I really don't mind. Our hand wasn't really all that to write home about. And now we have an Ultra Ball, and we have Bidoof, which Ultra Ball can net us the Darkrai. You could also put Bidoof down. This Artisan here, if it gets Manaphy, yeah, that'll suck a little bit, I won't lie. That's this deck's one problem. It has a hard time dealing with the Mimikyu. There's a Buddy Poffin. Please no Manaphy. But then again, okay, they got the Manaphy, they got the single Kirlia. Yeah, we're gonna have a tough time dealing with that Mimikyu. But it's just a Mimikyu. So, like, they can hide behind it, but if we just find boss, it's kind of just GG's. Like, yeah, that's not the worst thing in the whole world here. They can use Mimikyu, but they can't, like, they literally can't use it forever. We can just keep hitting this Gardevoir, but we got to find boss. Again, that's the problem. We have to find a boss. The Dark Energy on Munkidori isn't great either. But yeah, like, things are going to be tough. To close out this game is going to be tough. We have enough to get 5 prizes, but we need to play our cards in a way that we have options. Because the only thing that can get through a Mimikyu is a Bidoof / Bibarel, which we can utilize if we need to, but I'd rather not, you know. I'd just rather not do that. They also have the Arven to play, which means they can go for a counter catcher, which won't really matter because Pecharunt's gonna just bring up whatever we want to anyway. But yeah, unless they play, no, they can't even play something funny. Devo and Nightly Stretcher. Nightly Stretcher's a fine idea. They're just gonna Ghost Eye, and we get a Poison Tick. So yeah, my goal right now is to just KO the Gardevoir. I think that's a fine goal to have. I think I kind of do. They are board locked, so I would like to put the PokéStop in play. But then again, I could draw more now. We'll draw more. Screw that. We want to get Darkrai. We want to find boss. Yeah. Because with 4 bosses, we can win the game. So with 4 bosses, we would like to be able to do that, right? I have Ultra Ball. I have the Pal Pad. I can't get rid of the Pal Pad, so it's going to have to be a concealed cards angle. Hopefully we get the boss. We don't get the boss. The Cruel Arrow is not going to do a whole lot to us. They can knock out the Fez next turn, which isn't great. So what I think I want to do is I still want to Subjugating Chains bring up Munkidori. And I want to attach to... I should have Dark Patched, but I think I do want to, because that's... Yeah, I want to attach to the barrel here. And that is fine with me. If the barrel's the only way we can knock out this Mimikyu, then it's the only way. So that's fine. Thankfully, right now, they have no room to put down a Scream Tail, so I'm not really worried about it. And then if they want to, they can KO with Gardevoir here and not have to worry about, oh no, you don't. Then again, they'll go behind, and that means we can use a new Munkidori to KO that Gardevoir. They don't have a whole lot of draw power right now. Iono is not going to do them the best. The Night Stretcher, I don't know really why we're getting that. What do we get? Kirlia? That makes sense. Yeah. So now they do have a whole lot of draw power. But again, this is okay. This Munkidori being in the active is good. If they don't KO it all, or if they do KO it with Gardevoir, that obviously means that we can go ahead and use another Pokemon to KO the Gardevoir. Then they can Mimikyu, and it's just a big game of hooky, right? It's a big game of going back and forth. Who can get there, who cannot. They're going to Psychic Embrace, which to me is signaling they're actually going to go for a Gardevoir KO here, which is kind of exactly what we want, because we can easily set up another Munkidori, like, pretty stress-free. We just need to find our last Janine. What's the Adrenabrain going for here, though? That's kind of my question. Going on the Fez. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the Munkidori Poison Tick will happen. They do have a Turo play. So they're Turoing away the Guardy. Which sucks for us, because now they can Ghost Eye. Then again, though, we have Darkrai, so what we can do is we can go for a Bibarel and just hope to hit heads, because Darkrai can get us an E-Switch. Which I'm actually a fan of that play for sure. We're not really going to need Okidogis here. So we'll get Mr. Darkrai VSTAR. Put him into play. And it's just got to be E-Switch anyways onto the Bibarel. Like E-Switch and attach. So I'll retreat so I can burn this Dark Patch. Makes sense to me. Prepare my good monkey friend. And then we'll Industrious Incisors. Hopefully we hit something. We hit the boss, which isn't the worst thing in the world. We can... That's also a valid play, is to use the boss here. So... Because Darkrai is only going to get us one E-Switch. So I am kind of happy with that. We can boss and then use the Fez. Yeah. Manaphy's not going to do much. We can boss up the Curlia. I think that's fine. Get rid of the residual damage. And then we just Cruel Arrow. I'm fine with that. It at least gives us the 2-prize lead that we're looking for. Now, if the Vessel will get us, because it's 3, 6, 7, 8. We got 10 energy. So we should be fine. The Ghost Eye here will KO, but that's completely okay. They'll need to put a Gardevoir in play eventually. An Artisan can get them another Pokemon. So that can grab them something else. But this is pretty fine. Like, I'm trying to see here. They use the Turo. They're playing 2 TM Evo plus a Devo. I doubt they're playing the Pal Pad. I really do. Or at least not the double Turo Pal Pad. If they're playing double Turo, like, alright, that's fine. But we need to KO a Guardy, and we could still win. They got a Monkey down. So the Monkey's fascinating here. Double Monkey, I don't know. Like, double Monkey's dangerous. Absolutely. Because they can just keep spamming Curlias now. They're going to Iono me, which I do and I don't mind. There's the other E-Switch, which is good. Because now I can retreat the Fez or whatever I need to retreat. And just go for a Bibarel smack. That's kind of my plan at this point. Which I don't necessarily mind. I do want to get rid of this Mimikyu. But the thing is, in order to use right now the double Monkey, they'll need to put a Guardian in play. So, like, I don't really care a whole lot. I don't care that much. Our boss is at the bottom of the deck, which I do care about. But I digress. Like, it's, it's fine. It's not the worst thing in the whole world. This Refinement is going to get rid of Fluttermane. They might end up decking themselves out before they even win, to be honest, which would be funny. But for now, we're just playing the long game. The Adrenabrain isn't doing a whole lot. Hitting Munkidori, that's completely okay. And Ghost Eye. for 70, which will knock out our good pal Fez. R.I.P. R.I.P. Fez, you will be missed. And they're taking the 2 prizes. We just go with the barrel and we just pray. I think that's kind of the motive. Another alternative is we can try and find the boss. But we'll leave the barrel. And this is our move. We shuffle with Artisan first, for sure. Shuffle with Artisan. Could put Tatsu in play. I don't mind that, but I don't want to give them another monkey target. We go for Radiant Greninja. Hopefully find boss. No boss. But I do want to put a PokéStop in play. Now, we obviously have Stretcher plus E-Switch can knock out that Mimikyu. That's a decent goal to have here. Yeah, like that's fine. That's a fine goal. But we gotta flip heads. Like that's the crazy thing. Like we need to flip heads here. So I'm also kind of fine with we'll use Janine at first. Prep these 2. There's nothing. That makes sense. Patch. We got a lot going on here in the deck still. But yeah, I do think that I'm fine to do this. Plus Stretcher. Get an energy back and attach to Bibarel. And then Tail Smash. Give me a heads. 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 Yes. Okay. So the Mimikyu's gone. Which fine that we dealt with that. Take a prize. Whatever. To put a new attacker in play, they're going to need to use Gardevoir. Then if we can KO the Gardevoir plus Iono them, which we have guaranteed with the Darkrai, because Darkrai will obviously enable a double Dark Patch scenario, so we double Dark Patch to Munkidori, KO the Gardevoir plus Iono. Ideally, if they swing with the what's it called? If they swing with the Gardevoir, which did they get rid of another Nightly Stretcher? No, what did they get rid of here? There's Screamtail. Heavy Ball, that's what they did. Sorry. There's a Screamtail play, so they could obviously go for a Screamtail here. Munkidori doesn't need to be in the active spot, which is good to note. We can also take a KO with the barrel potentially if we need to. Now we have this Iono here, and this Iono will be good because it will help us in our disruption duties. If we can disrupt them out of another attacker, we might be a-okay. But we'll have to see. It's one of those things where you don't quite know. They got 6 energy in the discard pile. Again, not a lot of draw power. They definitely have an Iono in that hand. They like 100% do. They're going to attach to Manaphy. Countercatcher is going to bring up the Darkrai. They have the Charm. Yeah, that'll be an issue then. The Darkrai being brought up is going to be an issue. If they Screamtail KO it, that won't be fun. That will not be fun. Yeah, I don't want that to happen to my good pal Darkrai, because then we're going to be out of, like, we're going to run out of attackers at some point. We do have the Rod, though, so we can still Rod it back and actually put it back into play if we draw well enough. So that's an option. Take that back. That is an option. But things are going to be interesting here. This is a Psychic Embrace, so we'll see what they go for. They might go for the Embrace plus like Screamtail on Pecharunt. I can see that happening. I can also see just being a Screamtail angle, because Screamtail's maxing out right now 160 with no tool, and then they can bump that up by 60 with the Munkidori pings, so then that can be 220. They can still, like, they can knock out Pecharunt if they really want to, and try and stall the Darkrai. And actually, I think that's kind of what they're going for here. So that's not the end of the world. It basically requires us to find boss, which sucks. Like, being required to find boss isn't great, because we need to find boss. We also need to find a way to put Pecharunt back into play. We do have another one in the deck though, and if they go for the Munkidori KO here, they take one prize only. I think hopefully they think it's just supposed to be in the active, or they just Roaring Scream and KO our Pecharunt, right? Like, they can do that too, and then I'll be a sad guy. Yeah, so it's just going to be right on the Pecharunt. Makes sense. Cannot deny that fact. And I think if we're able to bring up Gardevoir here, that could be really good. That's the money. If we can bring Gardevoir up, that is the ticket to a win. We need to find boss ASAP here. Because if we bring up the Gardevoir, all their energy are trapped on Screamtail. So they can Screamtail Munkidori, but if we have Pecharunt in play, it doesn't matter, and then we just win. So let's start. Vessel doesn't do much. We have Pecharunt in play, or in the deck. We have boss. Lots of options here. It's just it's a free-for-all. That's what it is. We need to Industrious Incisors, draw a bunch of cards. We thankfully do get the Pecharunt, but we don't get the boss, which is a little concerning. What we can do here, Nest Ball can grab us the Pecharunt, and I think what the play needs to be, Nest Ball grabs us the Pecharunt. Now we can Super Rod. Super Rod can put back Tatsugiri plus 2 energies. I shouldn't have done the energies, but we can basically Artisan. And we can't, like, Artisan bring up Tatsugiri. That's the problem. The play literally might just be we need to... the play is literally we need to Darkrai. And we need to get Stretcher for an energy. And E-Switch is fine to get off the Bibarel. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. E-Switch, then Dark Patch. That's the play. And we need to hope and pray. Because then they can just double Monkey KO us plus Poison Ping. Then that becomes the problem. They just do 60, then we get poisoned and we lose. So we got to take this energy. I could have dropped the Fez as well. It's got to be the Greninja. Man, we didn't get it. I mean, it could be a Dark Patch angle. Because we can bring up Munkidori, go for the Pecharunt. Then they just use Gardevoir to win. Maybe it's just a Bibarel angle. Maybe it's a Bibarel plus Iono angle. That could be it. Unfortunately, I think that is the motive. Also, we could have just swung with Darkrai, but then we just lose to Drifloon. So it's Subjugating Chains, up the Monkey. Retreat into Bibarel. and try our best. If you've ever been listening to me, please give me a heads. Dang it! No, we didn't get the heads. Okay, this game is actually really intense. This game's been going on forever. Basically, all they need to do now is like KO Munkidori, or if they just have boss, they win, which they have because they're going for a Gardevoir play. But they need to have another. Oh yeah, they just retreat. Never mind. Yeah, if they have boss, they just win. Or yeah, even they just use Scream Tail. That was tough. That hurt. That was a painful loss. We could have had that. We just needed to draw a little bit better. I think I should have, instead of using the concealed cards, I should have got Fez and put Fez into play. I think that was more correct because we get to see an extra card, right? So that's what I should have done. But a great game nonetheless, and I think it shows off the versatility of this deck, even though we needed to jump around a bunch of hoops to KO that Mimikyu. Still a really good game. GG's to my opponent. So what did you think of my Loyal 3 deck? This deck is really, really fun. There are a couple improvements I would want to make. I am making these videos, obviously, as soon as the set comes out, so I haven't had a lot of time to test them. But basically, I would actually, you might not want to hear this, I would swap the Okidogis for Roaring Moon EX. Chain Crazed, whenever you need to use it, it doesn't quite cut it. Like, you can't knock out a Charizard. You can't knock out a Dragapult with Chain Crazed, so why not use Roaring Moon where you can just get that knockout for free anyways? And then you can actually use Sada's instead of Janine's, or alongside Janine's, to power up your Roaring Moons. I would also kind of replace Tatsugiri with maybe an Iron Bundle, or I would also try and add in a Morpeko. Morpeko is another good Pokemon because it's a free retreater, so you can use the Subjugating Chains on it, retreat it for free, and it's a great single price attacker into the likes of Gardevoir, and it preserves your energy. So I'd throw Morpeko in here, I would throw in a Roaring Moon or two, but that's kind of it. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below what do you think of this new and improved Dark Box. Subscribe to the Hitmonchanting channel because I'm posting multiple Pokemon trading card game videos every single week. And with all that said and done, once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Hitmonchanting is out.